Welcome. My name is Stephen Dworkin, and I'm the Certification Manager for ISSP, which means that I manage, administer, and do outreach for the ISSP credentialing program. Today, I'm going to be giving you a rundown of the credentialing program and how you can benefit from earning an ISSP credential. We'll be going over the reasons for getting credentialed, who's eligible, each of the 2 credentials we offer, maintaining the credentials, and some other important information about the process. ISSP's mission is to ensure that sustainability professionals have the expertise to make sustainability standard practice in all organizations, communities, professions, and industries worldwide. ISSP is a member-driven nonprofit founded in 2008 in the Pacific Northwest. We now have over 1,000 members around the world who convene in regional networks and chapters to learn from each other and share best practices. We offer courses and webinars that provide foundational knowledge, skills, and abilities that help new and aspiring professionals, as well as experienced members of the field, to drive true sustainability. In 2016, we launched our Sustainability Credentialing Program to raise the standard of excellence for sustainability professionals and the organizations that hire them. The ISSP Credentialing Program is designed to recognize the knowledge, skills, and abilities sustainability professionals bring to their work each and every day. Fundamentally, the program is aimed at bringing benefits to individual sustainability professionals as well as the field as a whole. Not only do practitioners need a way to demonstrate their abilities in order to expand career opportunities or to find jobs or clients, but employers also want to be able to hire sustainability professionals who can attest to the quality of their work and have some sort of third-party way of attesting to that quality. The credentials are also designed to improve education and training for sustainability professionals by providing guidance to professional development organizations as to what those professionals need to know in order to do their job. There are a number of benefits associated with earning a credential, attesting to your expertise. First of all, it allows you to stand out from your peers in the field. The sustainability field is gaining more professionals and becoming more competitive each year, which means standing out from the crowd, it becomes more and more important as well. And this can also help you grow your own personal brand and reputation, which can be critical for attracting clients and gaining influence. It can also help in attracting employment offers. In 2014, ISSP did a survey where we asked hiring managers whether a credential would be useful in the sustainability field. And the response was overwhelming. Nearly 70% of those surveyed said that yes, they'd like a credential and would look for it in people that they hired. This shows that there's a demand among employers for credentialed sustainability professionals. And in fact, we've heard a number of stories, which I'll be getting to later on down the line, from people who have seen the ISSP credentials in job descriptions and in, as part of job offers and hiring managers looking for them. One of our credential holders put it best when she said, quote, "Holding a relevant professional credential keeps you engaged in your field and provides additional credibility. Unlike a certificate or degree, a credential requires continuing education and active engagement with peers in your field. So credentials provide unique benefits for careers that other forms of recognition, including academic forms of recognition, do not." ISSP credential holders are sustainability practitioners, and we define a sustainability practitioner as someone who spends more than 25% of their work time on sustainability initiatives. This includes internal practitioners, those who work for a single organization trying to help them improve their sustainability practice, and external practitioners, consultants working with many organizations to help them improve sustainability practice. Sustainability professionals can hold many job titles. An important thing to note is that many of those job titles don't necessarily have words like sustainability, environmental, or green in the title. A wide variety of jobs have a sustainability component to them. Sustainability professionals are also in all industries and in all sectors and in the for-profit, nonprofit, government, all kinds of organizations. Every industry is now working on sustainability, so sustainability practitioners work in all sectors. A key thing to know about sustainability professionals is that they can enter any organization, whether it's public or private, and assess the sustainability risks and opportunities of that organization in order to help them improve their practices. The content for the credential exams originates in a survey that we conducted in 2010 of nearly 400 sustainability professionals, defining what someone in the field should know how to do. We took this information and created our job task analysis, which breaks down sustainability work into 6 different domains. The job task analysis also identifies specific job tasks for each domain and the knowledge, skills, and abilities associated with them. These 6 domains in the job task analysis are what serve as the basis for the credential exam content. ISSP offers 2 credentials, the first of which is the ISSP Sustainability Associate, or ISSP SA. This credential is aimed at new or aspiring sustainability professionals, those in allied fields, individuals looking to make a career change in sustainability, or those looking to earn our ISSP CSP credential as it's a prerequisite. For example, an ISSP SA credential could provide a leg up for, say, a recent college grad who's struggling to find a meaningful job, or someone who's worked in purchasing or facilities or another allied profession for years but wants to transition towards a career focusing on sustainability instead. There are no specific eligibility requirements for the ISSP SA exam, as the exam itself is designed to test your eligibility for the credential. The ISSP SA is available on a continuous basis year-round, so you can schedule in advance online whenever you're ready to do so. The exam consists of 75 multiple choice questions on the first domain of the job task analysis, which is core sustainability concepts. You can take the exam either in person at a testing center, and there are over 900 of those around the world, or via online proctoring. Online proctoring requires an external webcam and a microphone, but can be done from your home or office computer. If you do choose the online proctoring option, please be sure to follow the instructions provided in our exam center to test your system beforehand. We want to make sure that's working smoothly for you. The exam is $175 for ISSP members, $250 for partners, which is a group of organizations we define on our website, and $350 for non-members. ISSP members not only receive significant discounts on the exam, but also on the flashcards and study guide, which are available. We have 438 credentialed ISSP SAs to date. And as you can see, ISSP SAs run the gamut on sectors of the economy, including some who are still students. In fact, 40% of SAs have less than 5 years of experience in the sustainability field, which indicates they're just starting out in the field, either as recent graduates or individuals who have made a career change in sustainability. It looks like it's 45% actually at this point. Most of our credential holders are in North and South America, but we're looking to expand the program so it continues to be more globally focused. Our second level of credential is the ISSP Certified Sustainability Professional credential, or ISSP CSP. This credential is for professionals with 5 or more years of combined professional and academic sustainability experience. For example, an ISSP CSP credential could be beneficial for, say, a longtime sustainability consultant who has noticed rising competition for clients in recent years as the field continues to grow and wants a way to stand out. ISSP CSP candidates must have already earned the ISSP SA credential, and unlike the ISSP SA, they must submit an application attesting to their experience, which includes 3 professional references who are familiar with the applicant's work. This exam consists of 100 multiple choice questions on the remaining 5 domains of the job task analysis. So the first exam tests the first domain, this exam tests the remaining 5. Like the SA exam, it can be taken at a testing center or via online proctoring with an external webcam. Online proctoring does require an external webcam, but can be done from your home or office computer. And once again, if you do choose the online proctoring option, please be sure to follow the instructions provided in our exam center to test your system beforehand. Including a separate application fee, the ISSP CSP exam is $250 for members, $350 for partners, and $450 for non-members. And once again, ISSP members receive a substantial discount on the exam and the ISSP CSP study guide, which is also available from our website. We have 75 ISSP CSPs credentialed to date. And you can see there's a similar distribution among industries and geography for ISSP CSPs, but they are much more heavily weighted towards more years of experience, given the requirement for earning a credential. And anyone on there who has less than 5 years of experience, it's just because they offset some of that with academic experience. Each credential is valid for 2 years, and credential holders have to maintain their credentials with ongoing professional development activities. You can earn continuing education units, or CEUs, from all kinds of activities, including attending conferences and events, courses and webinars, being a member of a sustainability-related organization, such as ISSP, or just from your day-to-day sustainability work. And you can also earn CEUs from volunteering, reading books, participating in mentoring programs. There's a lot of different ways you can do it based on the work that you're doing in the sustainability field. And participating in these activities presents a great opportunity to stay on the cutting edge of sustainability and knowledge and best practices. So I'm not going to go through every quote here, but I did want to give you an idea of the feedback that we've had from sustainability professionals who have already earned an ISSP credential. And we've actually many more testimonials than this. This is just a quick selection We've got people from all over the world and in many different sectors, and a really great diverse background of credential holders. And you can find some of these on our website, as well as full profiles of credential holders who are telling their stories in details. And those profiles are great, by the way, because people all come to sustainability from a different point of view, and that's something that's really exciting to see. And just as exciting, we're hearing stories, as I mentioned before, about companies that are looking to hire, including ISSP credentials and job descriptions, instructors in higher education who are integrating the credentials into their curricula, and even instances where individuals who earned an ISSP credential quickly saw advancement opportunities open up in their careers. If you're looking for more information about anything I just went through, please be sure to check out our website at sustainabilityprofessionals.org. There you can download the candidate handbook, which is all the information I've gone through in even more detail. That's really the best resource for everything about the program, is that candidate handbook. You can also learn more from credential holders themselves by listening to a virtual panel of credential holders sharing their personal experiences in the field and getting credentialed. And last year we did 4 of these, one focusing on the higher ed sector, one on local government, and 2 last summer focusing on consulting. And we do plan on doing more of those in the future, so keep an eye out. And I also want to mention that you can view previous info sessions, since we do one of these every single month. And we do have the recording on there on our website as well. So at this time, I do want to open up the floor to your questions. And once again, if you do have questions, please type them in the chat box, and I'll try to get to as many as I can before our time is up. So same place that you were typing in that you could hear and see, just go ahead and put any questions that you have in there, and I can answer them for you right now. So while I'm waiting for some questions, some of the common ones that we get are, a very common question we get is about the CSC exam and its eligibility requirements. We've got a lot of people who are new to the credentialing program, but have a lot of years of experience in sustainability. They might be veterans in the field. And people often ask us, hey, I've got a ton of experience. I've been doing this forever, and I'm a real leader in my organization. Can I skip the essay and go straight to the CSP? And the answer is that the essay is required for everyone who's going for the CSP credential, no matter what your experience is. And the reason for that is, as I mentioned before, the essay tests the first of the 6 domains of the job task analysis of knowledge, skills, and abilities of sustainability professionals. And to hold a CSP credential, you need to demonstrate mastery in all 6. So the essay is actually part of that process. Essay tests the first domain, and then the CSP exam tests the remaining 5. So combined, they give you that qualification to be a CSP. So someone's asking about the membership fee for ISSP. This is a good question. I want to point out that ISSP membership is separate from the credentialing program. Sometimes there's a little bit of confusion about that. ISSP membership comes with discounts on the credentialing program, but it also focuses on networking opportunities and courses and webinars and all kinds of other benefits. So just to keep in mind that that is totally separate. The ISSP membership pricing right now, I'm just going to our website to make sure I have this correct. There's different pricing for for-profit membership. It's $150 US if you're in the developed world. For a government agency or a nonprofit, it's $120. And for students, it's $75, and this is an annual membership fee. We also do have significantly reduced fees for countries in the developing world as well. So, check out our website for that chart there. The best place to send questions about ISSP membership is actually not to me, but to my colleague, Gina McElraith, who's also ISSP's operations manager. So you can go ahead and, info@sustainabilityprofessionals.org. And in fact, I will put that email address right in the chat box right now for everyone to see. Okay, and that's where you can email specific questions about ISSP membership. But this is a great question. ISSP membership is separate from the credential, and being an ISSP member gives you pretty significant discounts on credential-related materials. Someone's asking if there's a testing center in Hong Kong. There are test centers all around the world. There are definitely testing centers in Hong Kong. The best place to search for that actually is, and I can point you guys to that as well. The exam center is hosted by a company called Criterion, and they have relationships with over 900 different testing centers around the world. And so they provide a locator tool on their website. I'll just put in the name right here so you guys can see. That's how it's spelled, is Criterion. Just check out their website and you can locate testing centers near you. When you actually register for the exam, it'll give you the opportunity to search for testing centers nearby before you pay for anything. So you'll be able to see what you're doing there. And if there isn't a testing center that's within reasonable distance of where you live, once again, you can pick the online proctored option. Someone's also asking whether I'm going to be sending the slides after today's webinar. Yes, everyone who is registered, including you guys as attendees, but we had a bunch more people who register usually who attend, because we send everyone who registers a copy of the recording and the slides afterwards. So you can expect that within about 24 hours or so after this webinar. So another common question we have is about credential maintenance. The credentials are, once again, valid for 2 years, and sometimes people ask, why is it set up like this? Why do I have to keep renewing my credential? So it's pretty standard for professional credentials to have a renewal period associated with them, and 2 years is a pretty standard unit for that. And the reason that this is set up this way is because as professional credentials, these are not just a certificate. There's often a confusion between what a certificate is and a credential. A certificate is just noting that you completed a specific course or seminar or something like that. And this is not just a certificate that shows, hey, you passed this exam. As a credential, this is something that is showing that you're maintaining and growing your competence over time, and that you're remaining on the forefront of the knowledge and best practices of the sustainability field. And so, renewing your credential and demonstrating through earning CEUs that you are engaging in those activities to keep your knowledge up to date and to continue to develop yourself professionally really strengthens the value of the credential a lot, because when someone hires you and sees that you've got that ISSP SA or ISSP CSP after your name on your resume, that doesn't show that you just passed an exam, a few years ago. It shows that you're really keeping up to date with what's going on in the field. So that's why the renewal system is set up the way it is. And we actually, you can find out way more about a renewal system on our website. We actually set up a new renewal system at the beginning of this year. So it's still relatively new. And the first group of people from the betas from a few years ago have just been renewing their credential. And we've gotten a lot of engagement with that too, which is showing that people are seeing the value and the continued value of holding it. Another common question we have is, can I get credentialed even though I'm unemployed right at the moment? I might be between jobs, or I don't actually have a sustainability related job right now. And the answer is yes, absolutely. You don't need to currently hold any specific type of employment, especially for the SA. The exam itself tests your knowledge, and so you don't have to even have any set amount of experience. For the CSP exam, you do have to have a certain amount of professional experience. And so you may be unemployed perhaps at the moment, but you do have to have that experience in the field, as I mentioned before. Another question we often get is, how long does it take to get credentialed? The process can be very quick, especially for the SA, because you can, if you wanted to, you can register for the SA and take it tomorrow. Although we do recommend that people, give themselves some time to prepare and take a look at the exam content outline and the job task analysis that are both available for free. The exam content outlines in the candidate handbook and the job task analysis on our website. And just make sure that you're familiar with the materials there. And so often people will give themselves a few weeks so they can prepare, possibly buy one of our study guides to help them prepare as well. So, that's really the only limitation for the SA. For the CSP, there's an application process, and that can take a few weeks for we have a team of volunteer reviewers who look at that, and that can take a few weeks for them to take a look at your application. So that can potentially take longer, and you can't actually schedule it until your application has been accepted. That can also take you potentially some time to put together the application, since it does require references. And we all know that sometimes people can take a while to get back to when you're trying to get references from old employers or something. So, if you really were fast tracking it, you could probably get both credentials within, 2 to 3 months. Probably I'd say 3 months just to be safe. But it really depends on how long it takes to put your application together and prepare for both exams. Someone's asking about who the founder of ISSP is. It was actually founded by a group of sustainability professionals, and I believe, I'm trying to think of specific names. There's a couple people who I've worked with in the past who are involved. I would actually recommend, since I'm not 100%, I've been working at ISSP for a while, and especially with the credentialing program, I've got a lot of historical and institutional knowledge, but I'm not 100% familiar with his history of ISSP as a whole and how it was founded. So I actually, rather than risking giving you any sort of erroneous information in my answer, I'd actually point you to our website. There's a great history or background page about ISSP leadership and sort of what the story behind the organization is. But in terms of the credentialing program itself, this was put together by a whole committee of credential holders over a very long period, and has consistently been updated and changed. And we still have very active credential holders and subject matter experts working on the program to keep it up to date. Most of what they've been working on recently has been the Renewal program. And so it's been very much a collaborative effort. ISSP is a member-driven organization, very small staff, and definitely relies on volunteers and subject matter experts and contributions from the board and other people. So that's really been the way that the organization has approached creating all these programs. Is rather than a top-down thing, it's really been a grassroots bottom-up thing. And ISSP staff are really just there to administer it. So yeah, do take a look at our website and find out more about ISSP and our history if you're interested in learning more. Another common question we get is what distinguishes the ISSP credentials from other sustainability-related credentials? Because we actually, one of our partners, GBCI, Green Business Certification, Inc., administers LEED credentials for professionals. They do LEED credentials. USGBC, their umbrella organization, does LEED credentials for buildings, but GBCI, who I'm actually technically an employee of, does LEED credentials for individuals as well. And the ISSP credentials differ from these because the LEED credentials and a lot of other credentials, there's SASB does a credential for sustainability accounting. A lot of those are much more specialized. The LEED ones in particular are aimed at the built environment. And the way that we see this program and the reason that GBCI is partnered with ISSP is because we see the credentials as being complementary to each other. If you've got a specific specialization within the sustainability field, then yes, it might be worth looking at another credential in addition. But the ISSP credentials are great because they really capture a lot of people who are slipping through the cracks in those more specialized credentials. They may not have a job description or job title that is 100% focused on sustainability and has a kind of specialization. A lot of them are individuals who might just be a general sustainability consultant, requires a lot of expertise and a lot of knowledge about the field as a whole, maybe doesn't specialize on a specific type of organization or a specific, part of sustainability. And the ISSP credentials are a great way to really capture that kind of knowledge and verify that kind of knowledge, give you credibility that an organization has looked at what you know and said, yes, you're good at this and you do have the knowledge required to hold this credential. Another thing about the ISSP credentials is because they are holistically focused in that regard, they're great for people who are just getting into the field. The SA specifically is great for people who are just getting into the field. And so it may be that some individuals who have that specialization want to go for LEED AP or want to go for a SASB credential or another sustainability-related credential, and that's great. They're not in conflict with each other at all. But this is a great baseline. The SA is a great baseline, and the CSP is a great overall indicator of your experience in the field as a whole. And even if you have experience or even if you're doing the kind of work that doesn't necessarily fit some of the more specialized credentials. Let's see. I'm looking at some other common questions that we often get to make sure that I'm giving you guys some FAQs here. Let's see. Another common question, I did touch on this a little bit earlier, is how long it takes to study for the exam. And this is something that's very different for each individual, especially for the SA exam, because it tests core sustainability concepts. A lot of this might be stuff that you studied back in school, or it might be sort of introductory knowledge about sustainability as a whole, and less focused on. And again, you can look at this in the exam content outline that we offer in the candidate handbook, as well as the full JTA on the ISSP website. A lot of this it might be less focused on specific skills you need in the workplace, but more about sustainability as a whole. Important terms and important history of the movement, or important concepts about what sustainability is, and sort of how it's action, how to put it into action. If you've recently graduated with a sustainability degree, you might actually find that SA content a little bit easier to study for, because some of that content is often more academically focused, and it might be more fresh in your mind. If you're someone who's been in the field for a long time, you'll definitely have that information, but you may take a little bit longer to prepare for the essay, because you have to actually go back and sort of refresh your mind on a lot of this stuff. Whereas for the CSP, that especially, one of the reasons that professional experience is required to take that exam is what the exam tests is much more focused on the kinds of stuff you have to actually do in the workplace. And so it depends on your job, depends on the individual. But the CSP exam, if you've got certain jobs, you might be doing things like engaging with stakeholders every single day, and doing sustainability reporting every single day. And so, studying those things again might require less time on your part. But we have found, as I said before, most people do need at least a few weeks to prepare. And our study materials are awesome. We've gotten so much praise from those that there's a group of expert sustainability professionals who put those together on ISSP's behalf a few years ago, and they're excellent resources. I mentioned this before, actually, but some educators even use, with our permission, use the study materials as part of the curricula, because they're just such great resources about sustainability in general, and not just to prepare for the exam. So highly recommend taking a look at those. But with the study materials and with the right background, even there, I'd say give yourself a few weeks to prepare. Definitely don't want to be caught off guard by anything that's in the exams. Another common question we get is, how many times can someone renew at the SA level before taking the CSP, or how long do I have to have the SA before I take the CSP, or do I have to earn the CSP within a certain amount of time? There's no actual time limit. There are people who may become an SA only and not go for the CSP because they are in an aligned industry with sustainability. They might be in facilities or purchasing, or they want to show that they have sustainability knowledge. But the CSP may actually not be appropriate for them if the SA level is actually significant enough to bolster their credibility and earn recognition for their sustainability knowledge. Whereas other people actually do want to become a CSP later down the line. There's no limit for that. You can be an SA as long as you need to before taking the CSP, and you can become a CSP very quickly after earning the SA if that's what you choose to do as well. Another a question we get is about specific ways of earning CEUs. Do USGBC courses count for CEUs? Do other courses besides ISSP courses? And the answer is yes. Any online course, any academic course. If you are doing a master's program, you can get CEUs for that stuff. And we treat it all the same. Obviously ISSP courses are a great example for something that earns you CEUs. You don't get more for an ISSP course, and that's because we are. And one of the things I should mention is that this program is designed around eventually getting ISO 17024 recognition and ANSI recognition as well. And so as part of that, we've got to treat all the courses and everything equally. So, being an ISSP member, participating in ISSP course is a great way to earn CEUs, but there's all kinds of other ways you can do it too. And any organization, sustainability related, that's providing that kind of education will earn you CEUs. One more question, and then I think I'm going to draw the webinar to a close since we're already halfway past the hour. So yeah, someone's asking again about how does ISSP compare to ACSP credential by the Institute for Sustainability. I'm not familiar with that particular credential, but it's good to know that that exists. I will definitely look it up after this call. But as I mentioned before, the ISSP credentials are sort of take a holistic approach to what a sustainability practitioner is, and are really designed to capture people who may not fall into more specialized credentialing programs. I have a feeling that the ACSP credential is probably complementary to the ISSP credential, as this program is designed to be complementary to a lot of other credentials. I doubt that they conflict with each other in any way, but I'll take a look at that. I'm glad that you're bringing that to my attention, because it's important to know all the stuff that's out there. Just in general, our approach really is, as a nonprofit organization, we're not in competition with these other institutions or organizations who are offering sustainability credentials or sustainability programs of study. All of this is part of an overall movement and fulfilling ISSP's mission of providing the best training and resources for sustainability professionals to allow them to go as far as they can in their careers. So, all of these are complementary. We've got many partners for that reason. And, I would definitely consider an ISSP credential regardless of what other programs you're looking at or what other credentials you're looking at. And so with that, I think I'm going to draw the questions time to a close, since we're more than halfway past the hour. And if I wasn't able to get to everyone, if you still have questions that you'd like to ask, please feel free to send me an email at certification@sustainabilityprofessionals.org, and I'm going to put that in the chat box now. Right now. So, excuse me, I misspelled that. That's certification@sustainabilityprofessionals.org. And you can send me an email there. That's also in the slide that I'm showing right now too. Yeah, so go through the candidate handbook, go through all the materials on our website. If something, your question is not answered by all those materials, send me an email and I'll answer it there. So the message I really want to leave everyone with today is that the credentialing program is truly a transformational moment for the sustainability field, and we want each and all of you to join your peers at ISSP in getting involved. Earning a credential is really the next step for sustainability professionals and ISSP members. It's great for both individuals and the sustainability field. So now it's time for us to wrap up, and I wanted to thank everyone for taking the time to join me today. Really appreciate your time. And once again, we will be distributing the recording of this webinar as well as a PDF of all the slides I shared to all the registrants within about 24 hours afterwards. So I look forward to seeing each of you become an ISSP credential holder. Have a great day, everyone.